The recent heavy winter weather that covered most of the country has not affected grain crops very much, but livestock are a different story. Joining us now with this week's Bottom Line is Neil Melancon. And Neil, we know how snow affects row crops, but livestock a different story. Tell me about it.
Well, Mike, in a word, they're cold. Earlier in the program, we talked with Susie Sharkey, who had told us that even here in Louisiana, cows hate the cold and especially the wind. Dairy production goes down in extreme cold like that, much like the heat of the summer. For beef cattle, it's much the same thing, although it has a bit more indirect effects. The heavy snow in the Midwest and north have the country roads all but impassable, which makes taking cattle to markets and feedlots all but impossible. When the cold stays on for that long, it can retard their growth, but that's not what most ranchers are complaining about. Now is the time of year when farmers should be fertilizing their ryegrass, but due to the cold, that's not a good idea. According to MSU Extension Livestock Specialist Rocky Lemus, when the temperature drops below 50 degrees, plants, including grasses, put their energy into the roots rather than the shoots. Fertilization should take place when the plant puts on most of its biomass, which is of course in the spring. The bottom line here is that maybe ultimately the cold will be good for prices, if not the cattle. Reduced milk production and fewer cattle at market ration supply, which generally drives up prices. We have been seeing an uptick in the markets across the board over the past few months, but that's due to a variety of factors. First and foremost, prices have been in the tank, especially for milk, so there's no place to go but up, really. Ranchers have cut back beef and dairy herds, so production is down, which also manages supply. This latest round of cold weather, lower grain prices than in 2008 and 9, as well as an economy that's expected to grow in 2010, all may mean better prices for livestock producers. Maybe that's why it's called cold cash. That's the bottom line this week. I'm Neil Melancon. Back over to you, Mike.
Thanks, Neil. And of course, you can listen to any of Neil's reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Radio Network. For a list of stations where you can tune in, click on over to our new website, twilatv.net.